One of my favorite techniques is to put an aged copper patina on leather. And today, I thought I'd show you how I do that. That's coming up. Hello everyone, my name's Daniel Reach. This is Weaver Leather Supply. Today, I thought I'd show you how we put an aged copper patina on leather. It's absolutely one of my favorite techniques. I love the irony of making leather look like metal. And today I thought I'd show you how to do that. Now, one thing I want you to notice, I said one of the ways. There's a lot of different ways that you can do this. I picked this way, one, because it's really simple, and two, the supplies that you need to do it are pretty easy to get a hold of. So the first thing that we need to do is just paint the entire project, everything but the border, copper. So now that we got it painted copper, we want to go ahead and seal that paint in so that it won't get muddy when we add the upcoming colors to it. So what we're going to do is we're going to grab tan coat and we're going to seal everything that's copper. In this case, because the color is somewhat thick and it's not layered, I didn't really feel the need to use leather sheen or an aerosol sealer. I just grabbed my tan coat, worked perfectly fine. So now we can set that aside and let it dry fully. Once it's not tacky anymore, we can go ahead and start adding some shading and some color to the center of the sunflower. Now ordinarily I wouldn't mix two different color metallic paints, but I didn't want to add a flat color on top of a metallic one. It's just not going to look right. So I grabbed the Angelus Bronze and we're going to be dry brushing that. So what do I mean by dry brushing? Well, basically I'm going to get a small amount of paint on the brush. I'm going to wipe most of it off on a paper towel or something like that. Then I'm going to use a very light touch to brush across the texture in the center of the sunflower. While we're at it, let's go ahead and add a little bit of shading around the center of the flower. We want to add some depth there. So now that we've got everything painted copper and it's been sealed, how do we add the patina to it? Well, one way we could do that is we could grab the Phoebing's Neutral Antique, add some turquoise or some teal to that, mix it up, and then spread that out over the project. That would work fine. The problem with that for me is I want something that's a little bit thinner. Antique can be kind of thick. I want something that's almost watery. So what we're going to do is we're going to use a wash. And to do that, I'm going to use about a 50-50 mix between water and either turquoise or teal. And then from there, if I want it to be thinner, I can add a little bit more to it. As we paint it on, we're going to blot the majority of it off as we go. I'm not really concerned about the borders. You can see here that I'm getting it up on the edge. That's okay. I know I'm going to be painting it black, so I'm not worried about that. And just a heads up, this is one of those techniques that looks worse before it gets better. So just trust the process, stick with it. I promise it'll work out in the end if you follow the steps. Once we're happy with the consistency of the turquoise, we're going to grab a dry brush and that same copper color that we used in the first step. This time, instead of painting it on, we're going to dry brush it on. Same technique. Get a little bit of paint on the end of your brush, brush the majority out, and then with a really light touch, go in random circles around the background and gently across the design in the middle. Keep dry brushing the copper on until you're happy with the balance between the copper and the turquoise. If you need more turquoise, just repeat the process in the previous steps until you get the look that you want. Now that we've got that done, we can paint the border black. I'm going to add one last pass of copper dry brushed onto the leaves and the petals. I'm just trying to add the final highlights in to accent any of the high points on the flower. And with that, we have a beautifully aged copper patina on our sunflower. Just don't forget to seal it at the end. You can use any aerosol sealer that you want. You can use leather sheen, the aerosol version of it. All of those are going to work great. Just make sure you seal it and lock it in. Well, that'll do it for this video. I will see you in the next one. In the meantime, go make something amazing.